Hello everyone, this is Super Comic Girl. Welcome back to my channel. So we have the final three comics from the the Christmas week. I call it that. You know, it was the Wednesday. It was a couple days before Christmas and everything. So yeah. Why I'm saying three comics is because I did reviews of the three issues that were part of the Dark Web event, and that was all part of the comics I got on Christmas week. So the next reviews that are coming up are going to be comic books that I picked up the day after I got paid. I mentioned this before. I got a $30 gift card. I spent 15 of it for something to eat, and I was, I was like, I was going to go to the comic book shop on Wednesday to buy one or two copies, but then of course my brother ended up having to work, and so I ended up not being able to go. So yeah, that's what happens. All right. So the first, so I'm gonna leave the one I showed you in the previous one for last. So, review of Stuff of Nightmares issue number 4. This is the final issue in the series. I want to say I'm very disappointed in the fact there was only 4 issues. I definitely thought there should have been a lot more. So we have more of, these monsters that are, that have appeared, and of course they ate this guy. Yeah, there it is. And overall they were basically just like causing havoc, and I am going to say that this issue is a little bit confusing because I'll be absolutely honest, the entire series was a little bit confusing, but I did enjoy the confusion. And you have this little baby kind of creature. Overall, this is, despite the little bit of confusion, I must say this is this feels very much R.L. Stine, and I did enjoy his foray into the comic book world, and it was just something that I thought was very well done, despite the initial confusion. So Stuff of Nightmares issue number 4, final issue from Boom Comics. I give 5 stars. Then we are getting DC versus Vampires All Out War issue number 6 of 6. Now this issue series came out back in June. Now this is a side title from the main one, where you don't have like what I would call the main DC characters, the ones that are popular and all that type of stuff. You have, of course, Mary Marvel, and you have Captain Cold. And Captain Cold talked about when he got bitten by one of, I believe it was one of the tellers. So basically, this was at the very beginning when vampires were coming around and they were changing people into vampires, or they were outright killing them. And there was a teller that was at the bank that is a vampire, and he got the jump on Captain Cold and bit him in the neck, and he said there was something in the saliva. So he puts himself in basically cryogenic sleep. He can do that himself. He doesn't need any kind of apparatus to do it. And he basically was doing this until a cure could be found. because he did not want to be what bit him. And then you have this whole thing with Superman, and Superman is kind of odd with him, he definitely is kind of like, he's a vampire and all this stuff, but he also is starting to come to the realization that that is not who he is supposed to be. And it's just really sad to see the struggle that he goes through. And the thing about it is that when they go and they get him through the heart, he is crying. So basically what I think happens is, when these vampires are staked through the heart, right before they die, they kind of revert back to themselves. Billy Baxton, who was killed by Mary, when he was back as being Billy, he was like, this is like some kind of nightmare. So Billy was not the vampire, it was Shazam that was the vampire. And so, yeah. So overall, I really liked All Out War. I thought it really highlighted a lot of really great characters. And then you've got a side story with Poison Ivy. She is a vampire as well, but her plants are now vampiric. And I just thought that it was a kind of a weird ending to it, but I would kind of see Ivy embracing that part of herself. So 5 stars. It was a great run, and it's sad it's ended, but you know. So the comic that I have been waiting some time to do a review on, and this is Batman vs. Robin issue number 4. It's entitled Dark Fate. Now, before I continue, I looked it up about Batman as Dr. Fate, and it actually is a thing. He actually becomes the new Dr. Fate. And the thing about it is that Dr. Fate's strength and ability to cast spells, as powerful as it does, is always based on the host's affinity for the mystic arts. And like when Wally West temporarily became a host for Dr. Fate in Young Justice Phantoms, Clarion made it very clear that Dr. Fate was weak because his pathetic host of a body had zero affinity for the mystic arts. Batman has only done what I would consider magic once, when he did a thing with the Brand in the new Batman Adventures. So we find out that the Lazarus Pits were actually created for his use, no one else's. And basically, you know, he's saying when and then she just, when we, kind of like reminding him that he's got to deal with her. And Batman sees all of these magic users who've had all their magic drained from them and discarded, and it goes, and then it says Black Alice. Now, Black Alice has the ability to siphon off magical energy, and she generally siphons it off to an object, and the object that was siphoned is the Helmet of Fate, which is, of course, we all know, how hosts the spirit of Nabu. Um, and he's going through all these kind of these little bitty memories about Damian Wayne, about how focused he is. So what ends up happening is Batman comes to the realization very, very quickly that he has to get the Helm of Fate on him, because there's no way that he can battle the demon without magic. So that's basically like what happens. And no sooner does he put it on, but he becomes the new Dr. Fate. Now, Batman knows a great deal about Nabu, and basically you have to submit yourself to him in order to be able to access the kind of magic that Dr. Fate is known for. And we see, of course, all of the magic users that, he has zero affinity for the mystic arts. He has no idea how to use the powers that Dr. Fate has. So these spirits of the people that got drained of their magic, they are helping him learn how to become Dr. Fate. Yeah, he gets a major power upgrade. The comic itself is thick. And he's very good at doing these constructs of things that he can actually do. And of course, he attempts to remove the helmet, and pieces of it goes down into the Lazarus Pit. And yeah. So where do they take Batman? They take him to the Lazarus Pit. Of course, that's what you do. You take him to the Lazarus Pit. And we get the boom. And it says here, to be continued in Lazarus Planet Alpha on sale 1/11. And then Batman vs. Robin, issue number 5, is going to be coming out in the last part, the last day of February. So, overall, how did I enjoy this issue? This issue was just amazing. I really love the idea of Batman wielding the Helmet of Fate. And we all find out that what the demon Nazareth, I can't pronounce the guy's name. Actually, when that Lazarus Pit exploded, it's going to cause all of this havoc and general destruction, and it's going to morph and change the DC characters into things you've never seen before, which makes me so pumped for it. So basically Batman becomes the new Dr. Fate, and now he is probably one of the most powerful beings in the DC universe. We have Martian Manhunter that gets affected, all these people get affected, and I just am really psyched up about Lazarus Planet. I really cannot wait till it comes out on sale next week and all that type of stuff. So definitely 5 stars for Batman vs. Robin. And we're going to see what happens in issue 5 when it comes out in the last day of February. I'm really stoked about it. So I will be seeing you around. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And until next time, keep reading. Bye.